Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome back. You made it, heroes. Uh, you like science, huh? Me too. Okay. Today, my big bang is that I said before that this is a generic framework. So what does that mean? Well, it means that if the addition index, which is 1 plus 1, gave 1 minus 1, gave 1 times 1, gave 1 divided by 1, is the additional index, I can look at it at a quantitative additional index. And this is the qualitative satisfaction index, which means because it's generic and it can be applied to any kind of or any sector of science or adaptation, therefore it's going to be the basic satisfactional relationship index. Now, I don't want to get into this, it's a bit, but it has to be like a big bang, okay? So we're going to take it step by step. At the end, we're going to know why is that. Okay, last time we have talked about the problem definition, approach, intelligent e-marketing, but I want to see something about here. Again, I want to talk about it because this is the main semantic difference. Because we always looked at one life cycle, but for all of them to be in one life cycle, so this would be a lifetime, a lifetime, a lifetime, that is the difference. So we said here, the business will initiate the product. The product will be sold to the user. If there is a user satisfaction, then the user will feedback his satisfaction, if it's plus or minus, to the product. And the product agent will segment the user satisfaction. If the business can find a segment to satisfy itself, it will satisfy itself, and then the business satisfaction will occur. On this minute or this business satisfaction, the business will reproduce the product, and then we will have product satisfaction. So I've talked about all these arrows and everything, but this one we didn't talk about. I don't want to talk about it right now, but what I want to talk about is there is no direct relation between the business and the user. The business talks to the product and the user talks back to the product, but the user and the business do not talk about it. They do not link directly to each other because they cannot understand each other. The business is linear progression, the user is independent and ambiguous, then they cannot communicate. That's why when you see a web page, at the end it tells you, did you like this web page? Well, there is a lot of data, information, knowledge in this page. I might liked some, I didn't like some. So how can you ask a question that is so broad in its perspective? No, it's wrong. Each question has to be very specific about the link between the business, which is linear progression, and the user, which is independent and ambiguous. So if the business wants to talk to the user, he has to pin out a specific point in the user satisfaction to ask about it. You cannot ask about a broad perspective in one question. Then the satisfaction performance evaluation becomes fuzzy, doesn't become specific, clear, so they can talk about it many times. Okay, and this is the link down here. I didn't put the questionnaire here, of course, in the presentation of my PhD, but if we have a lot of people, then I might do the presentation for my PhD, and we might see it. Anyhow, let's go back to the main. Okay, so finished the terminology last time. Today we're going to talk about the formulation. Okay, we're going to start by performance evaluation methodology. Now it says here, now the methodology, of course, will have the satisfaction performance evaluation and life cycle and lifetime and all these satisfaction resources we have talked about last time. Okay, let's start. Fluctuations in the performance measures with time endorse that in performance measurement, the user satisfaction performance measures are more in favor of qualitative life fashion than quantitative life fashion. We're in our proposed performance evaluation. So this was like the literature point of view. Okay. We're in our proposed performance evaluation methodology formulation, the satisfaction performance evaluation satisfaction. Now, I say satisfaction performance evaluation satisfaction, and you get confused. Okay. No. Look at the satisfaction performance evaluation as a whole function. I suppose to name it something like Newton's law or but I didn't want to do that because I had to give it a semantic meaning, its own intelligence. Okay, so when you look at it, satisfaction performance evaluation, satisfaction of the whole process. Okay, so the satisfaction performance evaluation satisfaction is the e-marketing electronic life cycle specification satisfaction of participants variables that make the satisfaction performance evaluation satisfaction true or as an endless life cycle, which is sustainability. Okay, let's say it again. The satisfaction performance evaluation. Now, we said when we talk about satisfaction performance, if we're going to talk about the life cycle, it's going to be the participants, the user satisfaction, the business satisfaction, the product satisfaction. So if the satisfaction performance evaluation is true or endless, these variables have to be satisfied. We said satisfaction is a goal to be achieved. So there is a goal for the product satisfaction. There is a goal for the business satisfaction. There is a goal for the product satisfaction. And there is a satisfaction as a whole in one life cycle. Okay? let's read this part. An e-marketing environment participant should be achieving a satisfaction life cycle. So the participants are in the satisfaction life cycle plan. So there is a plan and there is a strategy. What's the difference? You plan first and then you have a strategy. So a plan is quantitative, if I may say so, quantitative satisfaction. But the strategy is how do I approach each lifetime, union, lifetime. So it will be for the whole life cycle. So you can say that the plan is intelligent, but the strategy is intelligence. Okay? In an e-marketing environment, participants should be achieving a satisfaction life cycle plan that will return measures to manage satisfaction efficiency effectively. This is possible. This is possible if testators accept the satisfaction constraint of each other and working out the testator's lifetime strategy can do to lift their satisfaction constraint of each other and still improve within the e-marketing environment life cycle. So he's basically said the same what I said. Okay. Therefore, the satisfaction performance evaluation must be able to evaluate all testators' feedback responses for performance measurement. This means evaluating what the testator's feedback response is, inferring about why they do not engage or support each other, ideas about accepting satisfaction constraints for the better of performance measures, indicators, performance. Okay, he's talking here a little bit deep about the idea of life cycle and a lifetime. But if we're going to talk about an environment, it's going to be about one life cycle which contains 3 lifetimes. Now, if the business is going to look inside himself, it's going to talk about his life cycle, but then let's say the CEO of sales and marketing and manufacturing, all of them will be their life cycle, lifetime. So if the business, in an e-marketing life cycle is a lifetime. But if the business want to achieve his satisfaction, he's gonna have to look at it as his own, as a business satisfaction is a life cycle. And then he's gonna look into his departments as lifetimes. So it's basically like a tree. So here it's really showing off the dynamic of the terminology between a life cycle and lifetime, and a satisfaction and evaluation, and key performance evaluation, performance measures, performance matrices, and everything. Okay.